Welcome to the LFGRX podcast, sponsored by GoRX Fitness, where we go all in on inspiring stories of home gym owners turned home gym CEOs. Each week, you'll hear stories of incredible people who've built their businesses and brands out of the comfort of their home gym and share how you can do it too. If you like the show, please go ahead and leave us a review, share it with your friends, and if you don't like it, let us know in the comments and we'll see what we can do about that. My name is Geoff Murphy, aka Garage Gym Jeff on Instagram and owner of Eastside Iron Strength and Fitness in Indianapolis, and I will be your host. And today we have Joel Ramirez in the studio with us. Joel is the owner of R.A.M Strength in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and one of the newest affiliate gym owners on the GoRX platform. Joel, welcome, brother. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate y'all reaching out. How are you
Yeah, man.
doing?
Good. Yeah, definitely stoked to have you on the podcast. We've talked a little bit back and forth about getting your gym up and running, and just love the relationship that we've built, and stoked to talk to you in person now. If we could take us back to the beginning of your weightlifting workout journey, what got you started?
Whoa. Okay. That actually starts in the sixth grade, funny enough.
Let's do it.
Yes. So in middle school, scrawny little me, I was, looking for somewhere to fit in at my middle school, and my English teacher, guy was like a father to me. He was just super yoked out, like his like traps and everything was busting out of his shirt, and I'm like, that's the guy to follow. So I became a teacher's pet naturally, and I'm like, what do you do, what's going on? And I would help him like grade papers, and he's like, hey, I'm starting a weightlifting club here, middle school, sixth grade, a weightlifting club. And I'm like, what's that? What's a weightlifting? What do you do? He's like, you lift heavy objects many times to build muscle. I'm like, fair enough. Let me dive in. So I got super interested in that at that point, and as a scrawny kid, I started building muscle early on. Had a six pack by the seventh grade, and which was
Nice.
crazy. Yeah, I mean, then again, skinny guy with the six pack doesn't count type of deal. Uh, so I was like, man, this is awesome. And my favorite story to tell about that is in the yearbook for that year, we were
Mhm.
asked to step outside for yearbook picture. I told them, I was like, I'm in on my last set. Wait for me. So they didn't wait for me naturally, and everyone took the picture, and I was inside. I think I could see myself through the blinds, like in the picture, looking like, oh, they didn't wait for me because I was too busy actually paying attention to what I was doing. So that's where it all
No time for a
started.
picture, man. You
No,
got
no,
games to make.
I had a set I had to finish. Like they're crazy.
Huh.
So I actually asked a buddy of mine. I'm like, "Yo, send me that picture from the yearbook so I can post it in my gym and tell everyone." I was like, "Well, where are you?" I'm not in there. I'm in the back working out. So naturally, I took to football and lacrosse, still weightlifting, still doing all that, and one thing led to another. I joined the Army in 2014, originally from California. I don't know if I mentioned that. And so joined the Army, and Army fitness, APFT, do your thing, right? 2 mile
Mhm.
run. I was a beast. Um,
Yeah.
but after a while, injuries started to like pile up, and so I kind of slowed down a little bit. Fast forward to 20, I think 18, and I found CrossFit. And so that took me on a nice little journey. I met amazing people at my local box, followed them around. They moved quite a bit, and then they settled down eventually. And then 2020 hit. And I think that was
Mhm.
when it hit me because I remember everything. It was, oh, okay, the gym's shutting down. They're not letting us work out anymore. What do we do? Our gym owner was like, yo, we're going to figure this out together. We're a community. He was pretty awesome. And so he divided up all the gym equipment as best he could for like the 150 members that we had. And all I was left with was, I mean, I'm grateful for what I was left with, don't get me wrong, was a barbell, some 45s, and maybe a kettlebell. I think it was about in there. And it hit me then. I was like, if this is going to go on forever, I need to have something that I can do in my own space. So that's where the clock started turning for me. I still stay with my box for a while, but I was acquiring gym equipment through the months. Like I started off with my first barbell from Rogue, and then everything else was acquired through Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, man, this is easy. Like people were selling stuff, like people were getting rid of things. I'm like, I can flip this, sell that to like upgrade to this, and I was just bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. And then finally, in I think it was last year, 2022, I threw out my back in a Rogue Bear Hug sandbag challenge. I didn't even get the sandbag
Uh,
off the ground because I tweaked my back. Spasm.
yes.
It was. I have it up on Instagram on my own profile, and it was hilarious because I bad mechanics, right? And all I could think of is can't go to the gym, can't do anything, so I have to do stuff from home. Oh wait, I don't have as many things at my house as I would like. So talk to the boss, my wife. I was like, what is your idea of having a home gym? She's like, just like any boss, they have questions. Where are we gonna
Yeah,
park the
of
cars?
course.
I'm like, outside where they belong.
Where they
Uh,
belong, exactly.
Whatever question she had, I had an answer for. I was like, I will find a way. I will make a way. Let me do this. And she's like, fine, do it slowly. I have a weird habit of buying things really fast because I want it now. And I had no chill. I had to just get. Like I wanted everything. I wanted the best of
That
everything.
doesn't that doesn't sound familiar at all.
And I'll tell you
Pointing
what.
fingers at myself there.
hmm I'll tell you what. The garage gym reviews, Gluck's gym, the round table, all of them. I had tons of information of how to build my own gym, what to acquire, what to do with the space I had, what I want. Like it was like a godsend. Everything I wanted just laid out like a buffet, just waiting for me to pick at it. So I went for it. I had I mean everything that I have now, but like I was acquiring things. I'm like, oh, that's a deal. I would always tell my wife, that's a deal. If worst case scenario, I could flip that and like make $400 profit on that if I wanted to. She's like, yeah, sure. I haven't sold anything. um, but yeah, I mean, fast forward to now. Um, I think that's something we're gonna touch on, but GoRX, like
Hmm.
seen it at the round table, seen them all talk, and I'm like, that's it. That's the last piece I was missing because one thing that garage gyms kind of don't have because of the limited space and the availability is that camaraderie, that space where
Hmm.
everyone's cheering each other on. So I ended up following GoRX, seeing wherever they were posting videos. I wanted to hear more about it, right? Hear more about what they were doing, and eventually, that's how me and you connected. Actually, I think it was,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so what can you back up and tell me more about the round tables? What's that referring to?
So the roundtable was a few organizations, or I would say micro gyms now, but kind of like a lot of different types of organizations that either build stuff or just a garage gym community of information. And so they
Hmm,
invited GoRX in, and I was listening to it because they fell under like, oh, recommendations on YouTube, like, oh, you listen to
okay.
Gluck's Gym or Garage Gym Reviews, or here's this one. So I listened to it, and I told my wife, I was like, this GoRX, there's something to it. And she's like, yeah, like there's like your gym, right? I'm like, yes, exactly. Although it's all connected, it's all falling in place. So
Yeah.
I saw Art, and they were all talking, and I just kept on listening, kept on waiting, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna message, I'm gonna reach out, I'm gonna sign up, I'm gonna see what I gotta do. until I hit some walls.
Yeah, and we'll get into some of the challenges there. It's interesting hearing your story about how you got connected with GoRX. Mine's a little bit different. I had the gym. I've been working out at home for since 2019. So even before COVID was a thing, I just worked out at home because it was more convenient. And over the last few years, I've been looking for what way I can get into some sort of entrepreneurship. I wanted to start a business for myself. I wanted to build my own thing. And I was coming up short on all these different ventures and all these different ideas until I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw an advertisement for Home Gym Con in French Lick in Indiana. And I was like, whoa, what is this? I had no idea there was this whole community. So I'm like doom scrolling on their page and I see a tile for GoRX, like turn your home gym into a business. And I'm like, oh my God, like why did I not think of that? I already have the home gym. I'm looking for a business opportunity. These guys are already doing it. So I think it was like that week I bought tickets to Home Gym Con, and a couple weeks later, I drove from Indianapolis to Home Gym Con in French Lick and met up with Andrew and Trevor and Sierra and got to meet the whole crew. I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. And I was so fired up. And then a little bit later, after I'm getting my stuff up and running, Andrew messages me. He's like, hey, can you chat with Joel about what you're going through and help him out? Because he probably has some of the same questions that you have. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So let's get into that next. What challenges did you run into when you were setting up your gym?
The three letter word, company, organization. Challenges, man. I mean, there's internal and external challenges overall. I think I'll hit on the internal. Do you have everything that people will look at and say, I want to work out in there? Is there enough space, privacy? What are they looking for, right? And so I started acquiring things not only for myself, but other people in mind. So I made this gym is specifically catering to like CrossFitters, Olympic weightlifters, and powerlifters and bodybuilders. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of, yeah, all of it. A little hybrid gym.
Everybody.
And so I think
There you go.
the biggest internal wall I hit was space. So what I love about these home gym communities are that they have little solutions for every space issue you have. And so even you taught me like how to use my reverse hyper for leg extensions, which was
There
pretty
we
awesome.
go.
I was like, man, I didn't think about that. So that was actually probably the only internal issue that I would say I ran into because my wife had questions like, okay, so how do we prevent people from just running into our house through the garage door? I was like, we'll figure it out along the way. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a dog. We got a dog just for security purposes. But the biggest external was the HOA. They just weren't the nicest. I'll just put it that way. And I'm that was the biggest one. That was my biggest delay because the nuances of trying to figure out like how to apply for permits. Are you even allowed to have a business in your garage? Um,
Mm-hmm.
the permits involved and all that. It's come to find out it was a lot easier than I thought. I just had to get to it. And I think that's what I appreciate about you is that you like not only did you keep in touch, but you were like, so what's going on? How's it going? And I'm like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, because I'm a full-time student as well. And so I work full
Okay.
time and I'm a full-time student. And so the gym was in the back burner. I was like, I'm gonna get that up when it's time, when I have time. And so time was, I guess, an issue for me because I couldn't make time to. I thought, man, just like the movies, you got to go downtown, you got to sign all these waivers, wait in line, like the DMV kind of deal is what I thought this was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then, sure enough, I'm like, all you got to do is make a business here, which in Colorado was awesome because the governor like did a $1 to register your business deal. So I paid a dollar. Yeah, I
Nice.
paid a dollar for my business. I'm like, this is awesome. And then I was looking into permits and stuff, and they said, well, these are the stipulations, and they laid them all out. You can't have noise, you can't have impede traffic flow, your neighbors have to be fine with it, all this other stuff. I'm like, my gym actually falls within all that, and I don't see
Mm-hmm.
an issue with it. And so now I started to read the HOA permit requirements, everything with that. Oh, that's such a headache. And so it was confusing, and the hangup was like, oh, you can have a home gym business. No, a home business is what they said, as long as it's not like, chemicals, or it's not like too noisy outside or impeding traffic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I thought, why would they send me a message about owner has a piece of letter, owner has a garage gym, and it didn't say it in the actual, like, what is it called, the outline of, like, oh, section 2.3, yeah, no one can have a business in the garage. No, they said it on the side under it to be sneaky. They said, no one can occupy the garage, like a inhabit the garage. I was like, well, funny enough, I'm not sleeping in the garage. I'm actually working out. So that's inhabitable. Like, I'm not in there sleeping is what I
Right, you're not
yeah, I'm
living
not living
there.
there. So, at the end, I just, went with it. And the city, their stipulation in the HOA requirements was, as long as the city says it's okay, then we're okay with it. And it has to be, all business has to be conducted within the home premise. And I'm like, that is literally everything I do. Um, no one
Mm-hmm.
goes outside unless they're leaving or coming in. So
Right.
I felt like I was within the right of everything the HOA was putting out to do so. And I went for it. And no more.
Yeah.
Now we're here.
Yeah. 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 And that's similar to mine. I was checking out like just like Indianapolis zoning permits and rules and everything like that. And I I had my HOA paperwork also pulled up at the same time, and they almost matched word for word. So it's like my HOA got their bylaws from the city. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not. It's not a crazy amount of parking that people are taking up. I can only have a couple people in here at a time, and we're not going to operate it way late into the night. We're not going to be blasting loud music at midnight. So as long as it doesn't disrupt any uh, any way that people are just going about their daily lives here, it's not really going to be an issue. That I saw that explicitly stated that I couldn't have a micro gym business out of my
Yeah,
garage. So it's like, yeah, that they didn't say I couldn't, so I'm going to go with it.
same.
Cool. So how are things going now? What wins can you share with us?
uh, the fact that I got a permit, I would say, is a win.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
the
definitely.
latest, the biggest win so far. I have um yet to advertise or put myself out there to a point where I'm having um future clients or strangers come in just yet. Uh, I'm trying to see with family members, friends and family members, like, working out in here. I'm trying to, first of all, getting them in here is one thing, because
Hmm.
everybody's got a schedule, everyone's got an excuse, and
Of course. Yep.
so getting them in here to just even test it out and see what they don't like, what they do like, give me feedback before I officially, like, launch. And
Hmm.
so in one way, I'm like, all right, well, everything is up on GoRx. If somebody, like, reserves time, if someone reserves time, I will totally, like, give them the rundown, like, do the whole, like, business thing. This is what we do. This is what we're about. Everything. But no one has yet so far. So I'm still waiting on that. I think the main thing is, just like I believe you did, putting yourself out there in neighborhood, that app, and then seeing, like, word of mouth. Um, I want to get myself out there word of mouth first, just so I can, like, have honest feedback from friends and family before I start having other people come in. But yeah, so that's the biggest win so far, is once I got my business or home occupation permit, which I have like put up over there, and just accumulating all the equipment that I believe that people will appreciate having in here is where I'm at right now as far as wins.
Cool. Cool. That's awesome. Um, One thing that you said earlier that I wanted to go back to was that whole aspect of community. And you brought up your CrossFit gym that you were training at and how just solid of a community that was, and kind of sad it was to see that break up when COVID came. Um, One thing that I'm super excited and passionate about is being able to create that same sort of community in the micro gym space. So I mean, like there's people who they're very excited about CrossFit and they're all about the CrossFit gym in their area. And I want people who are super stoked to train at a micro gym. And I have so much hope and vision to see people coming together and be like, yeah, no, I train with Joel at R.A.M Strength, or I train with Geoff at Eastside Iron. And there's just a group of people who kind of get to know each other and enjoy training out of something that's so unique. It's not your LA Fitness, it's not Planet Fitness, it's a micro gym, and I'm part of this micro gym movement. And that's what I've been finding. I've got one woman who trains here right now, and before she came here, she had never stepped foot inside of a commercial gym. I just wasn't comfortable with it. So to be able to get her in here and start working on herself to make herself better and to feel better, build her confidence and get stronger. I love that I have a spot to offer that opportunity for her, for people like her. So that's what gets me fired up about this whole community, is that there are underserved people in our neighborhoods, in our communities, who need a place like this to make those positive changes in their life. And I'm stoked that I get to be a part of offering that, and you get to be a part of that as well. So that's awesome. How many square feet is your gym? You said that it's a small space. Do you know what the measurements
I
are?
don't, not off the top of my head. I want to say, ooh, that's a good question. Like 400. Is that a lot?
Okay.
I never actually took the
I
the
mean,
measurements
that's
down.
about mine.
It put it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, mine's about 460 square feet, and you have packed a ton of stuff into your gym. Like when I first saw pictures, I was like, man, that's what I want. Like I'm jealous of what he's got. I want to go work out there. So, what would you say inspired your equipment choices?
Oh man, just based off of the things I do or love to do, right? Like I I I don't know if that's a correct way to say it, but I drank the CrossFit Kool-Aid. I actually found out later today or earlier today what that actually means when you drink the Kool-Aid. Terrible, terrible. I
uh,
drank the Kool-Aid, and before anything I was doing, like just your regular weightlifting at, it was Ballytoe Fitness. Then it became LA Fitness. I was doing just regular weightlifting, and then I wanted purpose behind my lifting. I didn't want to just oh, my
mhm,
biceps are huge, or I got lats for days, and so I wanted to put something to that muscle. Like I wanted my muscles, my body to do what they look like they can do. And so,
mhm,
eventually I went into some form of powerlifting, right? Lifting, your three big movements as much as you can with form perfect, right? CrossFit was in the mix, and then
mhm,
my Olympic weightlifting coach in CrossFit, she was awesome. Like the form and mechanism of movement for clean and jerks and snatches is just something else. And to put all that together, I was like, man, there's a lot of big wins in all these different types of um, you know workouts or weightlifting. And so I wanted it all. I wanted CrossFit because I love the cardio, the endurance, the aspect of like just laying on the floor and dying to yourself, crying to yourself by yourself. Uh, I wanted that. I wanted that. So I got a lot of these, the big five, I guess you call it. Assault runner, ski erg, bike erg, echo
Hmm.
bike, and then rower. And because those are the ones that beat me up the most, so I brought them home. And I wanted to focus on my big three lifts, so a lot of heavy plates, powerlifting, um, Olympic weightlifting as well, because that was where I felt like where I needed to be at the time, and I loved it. I still love it. I actually have jerk blocks here, and I was doing teaching somebody. One of my neighbors had to clean the other day. Never cleaned before, and I was teaching him how to clean, and he was like, "Man, this is a lot more harder than I thought." I'm like, "But it's nice. Like you are actually
Yeah.
working your full body, you know, contracting all these muscles together. It's a full body workout. It's like I can
Oh
work you
yeah.
out with a PVC pipe, and you're gonna walk home like limping. That's how sore you'll end up. Yeah,
You'll be
you'll be
feeling
feeling
it
it.
for sure.
So I have everything. I have powerlifting, bodybuilding. Did I say that already? And CrossFit. Yeah,
That's
I got all four types. Hoping to acquire more, of course, never stops. Um,
okay. No,
oh,
it
I
doesn't.
forgot to mention one last one. Strongman. I always wanted to get in
Okay.
strongman, so I'm starting to acquire sandbags. I have some Atlas stones in the back, which I have not used in a while. And I'm just trying to get some of those. I mean, I don't have that much space for logs at this point, or what are those kegs? But something else. I have a park right across the street, so there's no like houses across, so I know I can set up a little setup there and throw some stuff. But that kind of is
It goes start
yeah,
throwing
start throwing things,
things.
but that violates the agreement to not work out outside of the gym. Yeah, so I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
man, it's all good.
Okay. Well, cool, man. That definitely speaks to just like your level of organization. The fact that you can fit all that equipment into your gym, and it's really awesome that you can offer all of that to the people in your community who will be working out with you. So that's awesome, man. There's so much value in that. It's like 4 or 5 gyms wrapped into one.
That was the goal. Definitely the
Yeah,
goal.
yeah, that's legit. Cool. So, what are your next steps from here? So, like, what is next for RAM Strength?
Whew, good question. So what's next for RAM strength? So I am going to start looking into doing some marketing to get myself out there. One of my wife's cousins does videography, so I see all your
Nice.
cool videos. I'm like, I want to do that too. That looks legit. And then I start thinking about it. I'm like, man, I don't have the energy for that. I'll leave it all, you know, at the gym, so I don't got the energy for anything else. Um, I'm just kidding. And so I told him I was like, look, test out my gym. He's been working out with me since 2020, and I'm like, work,
Nice.
test out the gym. And now that it's like 90%, I'm always gonna say it's 90% full because there's always more that you can get.
Hmm.
I'm like, test it out. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you don't like. The flow of the gym. Give me honest feedback, and we'll trade trades. Right? You're good at what you do. This is my space. You can use it, and we can like trade currencies there. And then so
Yeah.
he's gonna do me some videos in the future. So getting us out there first and foremost, and seeing, you know, who we can bring inside, let them know what we got going on in
Hmm.
here, and most importantly, like provide that safe working environment where, you know, there's
Hmm.
always somebody on call for any additional help or resources. You know, we're literally one door away. And
Hmm.
just starting to get people coming in and out of here, normal traffic, finding a new normal is essentially what we're trying to do here. And you know, build relationships with our neighbors, because 2020 did something to everyone, and I don't know, I almost don't know
Hmm.
anyone around here, and I've been here for 3 years, so it'll be pretty cool to get to see everybody come out and, you know, hang out here. I want this to kind of be the hangout spot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've got the same thoughts. I would love to be able to host like barbecues here on the weekends, on some weekends for people who work out here. I think with everything that happens through 2020 through 2022, pretty much, people are craving community, and fitness is a great way to bring people together. And that's something I'm super excited for and definitely passionate about making happen here. So
Absolutely.
cool. Last question: if you could have any new piece of gym equipment to add to your gym for free,
Oh,
what would it be?
you asking the you asking the wrong I got a whole list. Okay.
You gotta pick
I gotta pick
one.
one. Oh man. Okay. So I had my eye on some mag pull for like lat pull downs. So I have the it's right
Mm-hmm.
over there from Rep, and over here I have my what is it called, the wall control that I'm trying to like stack up with attachments. So I wanted to get like every
Mm-hmm.
is it does it count if it's a bundle? Okay, okay. So
Sure. If it all ships
yeah,
together,
there
that's
you go.
fine.
So
Yeah.
like that wall control setup where it's every single like attachment from mag, right? So you got the close grip, the
Okay.
wide grip. We gotta build our wings, you know. You gotta build your wings if you want to
There you
fly.
go. Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Got to build those wings if you want to fly. There we go. Cool, man. That's awesome. So as we wrap up here, where can people find you if they want to learn more about what you're doing and follow along with what you got going on?
Great question. So we are on Instagram is currently our only form, and GoRX if they are trying to find a micro gym in Colorado Springs specifically. Look us up on GoRX and Instagram, RAM Strength. I forgot how it's spelled out. It's like R.A. dot M underscore strength. It's got like a RAM on it.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, let's back up a little bit. I don't think we talked about how you named your gym. What can you tell us the story
Yeah.
about
All
that?
right. Cool. Last name is Ramirez, right? The first three letters RAM, but I wanted it to stand for something more than, just me, something above me, something that people can look to and say, "Hey, that's that I fall in that, right? Like this is me too." So, we played around with some, AI. Me and my wife, we played around with like, what does the R mean? What does the A mean? What does the M? And so we ultimately came down to reinvent, achieve, maximize. And that one, like, I knew it in my heart. I was like, this is it, right? Because too often we put ourselves in a category or a section of the group. We label ourselves, and I'm like, I don't want that for people. I want them, you can be this outside, but when you're in the gym, you can reinvent yourself. You can be whatever you want to be. Look at yourself in a completely different fashion than what you see yourself out there in the business world or around your friends or family. Like, be who you truly are inside, which a lot of us don't get the chance to do because there's always someone judging out there. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, the A, achieve. The first thing I ask people when they join my gym or whenever I would start working them out is like, what is your goal? Why are you here? What is your why, right? You can have anything you want to be your why, but I'm going to call you on that why when one day you're like, oh, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to hold you accountable to that why. And I want you to stick to the reason
Mm-hmm.
why you even came through my garage door, right? Why are you here to begin with? And so I want you to achieve that goal. Put yourself in a position to succeed by holding each other, everyone else accountable. Right? Like that's what I loved about CrossFit. Everyone's like, "Where you at? Where you been? How you doing? Oh, I saw you PR today. That was awesome." Like
Mm-hmm.
I want that community here. And then maximize. We are going to maximize your potential here. You cannot say no in a way that hinders your performance and puts you down. We don't like no. No is not our friend. We want you to maximize every bit of your potential in a safe, safe way, because injuries do happen. And so I want everyone to maximize everything they got by leaving it on the table. Like, this is your place to just be yourself and completely leave it all out there and go home happy. Like, I believe the gym does wonders for everyone's, emotional and mental well-being. Like, you leave it all out here. You lift what you got to lift, you run what you got to run, and then you go home and you're just you feel better, you sleep better. I sleep better. I don't know about y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Same. I mean, and there's so many studies on just the benefits of exercise and training, weight training, all of it, is on your mood, on your whole outlook. And one of the things that I notice is that it builds so much confidence as well. Like when you're just starting out, you're like, ah, man, like I really thought I'd be able to lift more. But then you keep with it and you stay consistent, you stay accountable to your why, and you keep showing up, putting in that work. And then months down the road, you're like, wow, I'm lifting more weight than I ever have before. How much more can I do? And it puts you in just such a better spot to succeed. And the confidence that comes with hitting PRs and getting stronger, getting more mobile, you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I tell my sons, they were the biggest reason why I did this, is because, you know, um, I want them to grow up in this gym and just be
Mm-hmm.
maxing their potential to the fullest, right? My two boys, they mean the world to me, and I want them to get to a point where, they hit high school and or middle school. They're playing football, lacrosse, whatever sport they want to do. I want them to be the best they can be, and I want to prepare them for that. And I think weightlifting and everything that my gym like has is ready for them. So I'm gonna pass it on to them eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
probably be doing this until I'm 60. So I don't know how long they're gonna have it for. But it was them, for them, that I did this. I'm like, I need to prepare myself physically, mentally, emotionally, for the day that when they join sports, they are going to have a coach, they are going to have a mentor, they're going to have an all-in-one package of me for them to push them through whatever they need to in the future. And so I just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely am ready for them to already be of that age.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that, man. And, from one dad to another, it's not just sports that you're preparing them for. It's life. And it starts at the home. And if you can get them in a home gym and get them working out and building some confidence and getting stronger, they're going to feel better about themselves and they're going to be more likely to push themselves out of their comfort zone, take risks, and pursue more opportunities that are going to make them happy. So that's awesome. I think the whole having kids thing is another draw to this whole home gym thing. My daughter, she just started third grade today, actually. But for like the last few months, like she can do strict pull-ups for reps. And I love that. She loves the gym and she loves to get out here as much as she can. My kids see me making these videos and the reels and they're like, oh, I want to make one too. So like I bring them in on the process and I'll help them make videos and I show it back to them and like, oh, this is so cool. I love it. So I love being able to share this passion with them and seeing them enjoy it as well and find themselves in it. So that's cool. Well, I think we are wrapping up on our time. So Joel, definitely appreciate having you on the podcast today, man. Look forward to speaking with you again. And if anyone's interested in the Colorado Springs area, check out Joel's gym, R.A.M Strength, and you can find them on the GoRX platform at www.gorxfitness.com.